Hey, what's going on? You know who it is. You know what it is. All right, man. Yeah, I saw LVZ's video. Um, asking questions about this HBO bias and paying people to be biased. Then a few days ago, Dante put out a video where he basically exposed on, the fact of how HBO treated Floyd Mayweather the whole time he was there, and how basically the analysts were allowed to treat Floyd Mayweather. Look, we already know HBO stands for hate on blacks. You know, a lot of people are too stupid and ignorant to see how biased and just borderline, I'm not even going to say borderline, how racist HBO is. I've been saying this for years about HBO boxing. Jim Lampley and Larry Merchant were fucking racist. Larry Merchant was a racist anyway. I always knew Larry Merchant was a racist. All you got to do is look at past interviews with Larry Merchant when he do interviews, how disrespectful and condescending he would be towards black fighters versus non-black fighters, where he'd be always sucking up to Manny Pacquiao and guys like that, Kelly Pavlik, other people that would fight on HBO. And I never liked HBO. Now I did like their boxing, but I just never liked HBO. I mean, look at the history of HBO, since it's, you know, since it's been on the air. I always had a lack of, opportunity for African American actors. Never hardly ever had any shows that featured African Americans in the lead. And if they did have a show, that the African American person would be a co-star, and they wouldn't have very much screen time. What shows have HBO ever had that featured black people in leads? If they did, I can't fucking remember. And if they did, that's because they did little to none, as far as, featuring, African Americans on HBO series. Now, of course, they would make movies and stuff, but I'm saying as far as TV shows go, you know, I don't, I just can't recall whenever HBO had a, series that featured black people in lead roles. I mean, look at Sex in the City. They didn't have they rarely had one African American person on the show, period. And the show was featured in New York. So just remember that, you know. So it is what it is. But anyway, man. Yeah. Like I said, as far as HBO go, yeah, those people are biased. You know, I told you guys last year that Max Kellerman got warned about that shit he said to Pacquiao. And of course, Max Kellerman got people in his ear and Bernard Hopkins. And to a certain point, Roy Jones Jr., but eventually Roy Jones Jr., he doesn't really let HBO pimp him like Bernard Hopkins is doing. Bernard Hopkins, he disgusts me. I thought out of anybody, he would be the most solid dude as a dude that went to prison. And he just, be hating on Andre Ward to the fullest. And it's a damn shame Bernard Hopkins talk all this shit about about Andre Ward, but as you notice, Bernard Hopkins never had the guts to get in the ring with Andre Ward. He told Andre Ward he would never fight him, and I think that's fucked up. I mean, he gave Sergey Kovalev a shot. Why didn't he give Andre Ward a shot? Talking about out of respect. Now I don't want to hear that shit. I have a big problem with that. Oh, you could fight a white racist ass piece of shit and Sergey Kovalev. And by the way, I met Sergey Kovalov. The dude is, yeah, he's a fucking racist. I can just tell by his demeanor. He is. So it's cool. But I just got to get on this, thing with HBO. I've been saying this for a while about HBO. How many videos have you guys seen me make exposing HBO about their racist practices? I mean, it's like Dante said, they had a jewel in Floyd Mayweather, and they didn't even appreciate a dude that made them tons of money, that made them a very popular network when it came to sports in general. And they treated him like he wasn't shit. And they allowed their analysts to treat him like he was the shit. And then when he says, you know what, fuck y'all, I'm gonna go to Showtime, they seen had this vendetta against him because he left. And see, that's how white people get down a lot of times. They really be thinking that they own black people. Okay, you want to treat somebody like they your personal property, but then, you want to treat them like they ain't shit, but then when they leave you, and go somewhere else, then you want to have an issue. Like I said, if they had treated Floyd Mayweather better, maybe he would have stayed. You know, I mean, let me get this straight. They didn't want to put Floyd Mayweather versus Robert Guerrero on HBO pay per view, but then they've been, buying Triple G's garbage ass fights and continue to put Triple G on against mediocre and garbage competition. And then they hyped Roman Chocolatito Gonzalez, a dude nobody heard of till last year. But then they had the audacity to try to insult black people's intelligence, or just, I say, well, I'm not fooled by them. Try to insult real boxing fans' intelligence by saying, he's the number one pound for pound fighter in the world because we say so. Nah, sorry, boxing doesn't work like that. So yeah, um, yeah, I've been knew how HBO get down, man. You know, a lot of people, that's the problem with a lot, Hollywood in general, and in sports. Just like this shit with Kevin Durant when he decided to leave. And by the way, Stephen A. Smith acted like a hoe, and he's showing his girly man tendencies by continuously taking shots at Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant ain't even thinking about Stephen A. Smith right about now. So this shit with Stephen A. Smith is personal, and I'll get to that too. But anyway, that's what I'm saying. Kevin Durant decides to go to Golden State, because he wants to win the championship. And he has every right to go wherever the fuck he wants to go. But, the people in Oklahoma City talked about, we gave you this. Y'all didn't get that dude shit. And, that's the problem that white people have. They have this slave master mentality that they own motherfuckers, that they own black people, and they don't. HBO didn't own Floyd Mayweather. So he bounced, became a household name, made a shitload of money without HBO, and they're bitter about it. And they paying these guys to lie, and try to brainwash the boxing community. Not the YouTube boxing community, fuck that shit. Just the boxing community, period. But you got clowns that listen to what guys like Max Kellerman say. Because I can, put together a video where Max Kellerman was praising Floyd Mayweather. Now all of a sudden he did flip flopped. And then you wondering why I'm saying Andre Ward should get the fuck away from HBO. Look how they treating Andre Ward. You know, they sitting up there putting Triple G, who ain't fought absolutely nobody, on a higher pedestal than Ward. And Ward is he's purely a better overall fighter than Triple G. I mean, just clearly, it ain't even a question. But then they sitting up there promoting that guy. I mean, promoting, a dude that ain't fought nobody, that continues to fight nobody. I mean, just a bunch of tomato cans. Yeah, so yeah, that's how HBO get down, man. That's why I don't fuck with them, and that's why I'm gonna continue to expose HBO for their racist practices. So yeah, man, I'm out.